Katrina's Creations Knitting Podcast. No glasses. I am trying my best to try to get rid of this glare that keeps reflecting off of my glasses. The only problem is I can't see 2 feet in front of my face, so like I'm looking at you all and you're a blurry blob. We'll see how long it lasts before I try to read anything and I can't see it. This week has been a little crazy. I think I don't know if I told you a few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. So I went and got my CPAP fitted the other day. And it was kind of funny because the doctor told me that I have the smallest windpipe that they've ever seen, which is such a comforting thought. She said, I don't know how you even swallowed pills. Which is funny because when I didn't swallow pills till I was an adult. I couldn't. I had to crush everything up. I'd always gag on them. So now we know why, but who would have guessed it looking at the size of my mouth that I had a tiny windpipe? I'd like to say that the rest of my mouth is tiny, but it tends to be big and foot-shaped. Anyway, but my CPAP thing, I will insert a picture of it right here. Does it just scream romance to you? Yes. I look like a cross between a scuba diver and Dumbo the elephant. Yes, it is attractive. But it seems to be working, so yeah, it is what it is. So let me get on with my, I don't have any finished projects this week, but I have made a lot of progress on my works in progress. So I will start with my fade, and if you notice, I'm filming in a different location today. I'm actually down in my kitchen, just trying a little bit different lighting to see if that would work. And yeah, I don't know if it's going to or not, but we're trying it out. So I am officially through with this turquoise color. At least the color's coming out pretty good. I'm completely finished with this. I am on to this color. This is the last of the sparkly colors. This is color number 5, and I just started it. I literally ran the turquoise out to like 6 inches. I think that was all that was left when I finished the last row. So I really cut it close, and you can't even really tell a whole lot where the melding took place. It's a very short little melt right here, only because I didn't have enough yarn, because I'm really going to be pushing my luck with even this one to get it through. It helps if you read the pattern and the amounts of yarn that are needed, rather than just look at how many balls of yarn are needed, go buy them. Yeah, live and learn. So anyway, I had to modify this a little bit, but you can see a little bit of the striping where it is starting right in here. So let me find here's my progress keeper. My stitches are still live on here, so let me show you where I finished last week. You will see that I was just finished the lace section. See if I get that in the camera. I just finished the lace section last week. Right there. So I did all of that. So I'll hold it back here so you can you're not going to be able to see the entire thing because it's like humongous. But there's part of it. And here's part of it. And there's the tail. So, yes, I've made a lot of progress on it. And then I am working on Bendy Arrow by Charlotte Bory. Here is what it looks like. There are a lot of people doing this pattern. And it's funny, I bought this last fall right after it just came out. And I even bought the yarn for it. And then it sat in the closet till like a week ago or 2 weeks ago when I started casting it on. I think I showed it last week, so I must have started it at some point the week before last. So, yeah, I am doing this. The 2 colors I've chosen, this kind of rosy color pink. It's definitely, it's called Barn Door. There it is. It's by Frolicking Feet by Dun Roving. And the color, like I said, is called Barn Roof, not Barn Door, Barn Roof. I understand where they got the color because it kind of does look like a faded barn roof in the light. But it's definitely kind of a rosy pink color. And then the other color I'm putting with it is gray, and that is Llama Lace by Melange. You can see that okay? And it's just color 01. It doesn't have a specific color. This is Baby Llama. It's like so soft. The other is soft too, but nothing like this. This is extremely soft. I might have to go and look and see what other colors this comes in, because this would like really, it's soft against the skin. So it would make something really nice up close against my face. And the two together, this is how far I've gotten. Last week, you'll see I was right here. There's the beginning. See if I can hold it this direction. That's probably easier. So I have gone from here, and I'm almost at the end of the striping. So there it is. I'll hold it up close so you can see the two colors together. I really am pleased with how the gray and the rosy kind of pink look together. I was thinking when I bought this, this was a little bit lighter of a pink, more pastel-y pink, but I think it'll work. So, and I was watching Cozy Up with the Knitting Sisters today, and they happened to mention that there is a knit along on another podcast that I subscribe to called A Tale of Two Knitters. They are doing a knit along for the Bendy Arrow shawl, and I'm not sure when it ends. I'm thinking somewhere around Mother's Day, so that gives me like not quite 2 weeks to finish this. So I'm going to be doing a lot of knitting in my future to try to get this done and get it entered into the knit along. So that's the two projects I've been working on. I told you last week I bought some fabric and cut it out. I hadn't started sewing at that point. I'm most of the way through. I started with the blue dress, and I have the top of it done. I have the skirt attached to the front and back, but I have to do the side seams and the hem and the finish off the hem where the sleeves are. So anyway, this is the bodice. The next one I have is a lavender color, and I don't think I'm going to gather this here. I think I'm going to make it more kind of like pleats. This is like a double knit type of material, but it feels like heavy t-shirt, and it just didn't gather as nicely as I would like it to. So I think I'm going to kind of make it a little pleated. So I'm not going to hold the whole thing up because it's like probably dragging the ground right now because I haven't put it on to figure out where the hemline is going to go. But it is just a simple V-neck. And it's a very simple pattern. I'm not a real fancy sewer. I wish I was, but it's just not my strong point, and half the time I start out and get very frustrated with my sewing machine, and we end up not on speaking terms for a while. So yeah, I don't do a whole lot of intricacy with my sewing. So this is like all one piece, and even the sleeves are just incorporated. There's not like a shoulder seam. It just goes down, and then this part just gets hemmed, and so it's just built in. So it is a short sleeve. And it was funny, I was watching, I have a lot of this material left over because when I bought the material, I could not remember from the pattern how much it took. I don't have the package the pattern came in or anything else. All I have left at this point is the pieces of the tissue paper of the pattern, but I know what it looked like, I remember that. And so I couldn't remember what the yardage was, so I figured I'd rather have too much than too little. I've got way too much left. So I think when I was watching, I watch a lot of podcasts, but I was watching Stitched in Sweden, which is also a very enjoyable knitting and sewing podcast. If you like knitting, well, I guess if you're watching me, you kind of like knitting podcasts. But she does a lot of sewing as well. And I love her haircut. I wish my hair would do that. It's just so cute. But anyway, check her out. But she was talking about something she had sewed, and she showed a jacket that was made out of like a sweatshirt, t-shirty type of material. And I had a light bulb moment, and I went, I've got a pattern sitting upstairs in the closet that calls for like a t-shirt material. and I could make it short sleeved or 3/4 length sleeves or long sleeves. And I've got enough material that I could do one of those with it. If nothing else, I know I definitely have enough for short sleeve. So I'm thinking I might make jackets to go, like a little either short sleeve or whatever size sleeve I can fit in there. But I think I'm going to put a little jacket with the dress. So yeah, got to do that. I have to cut that out this week and see how far I can get with it. So that has been the projects that I have been working on. And let's see, I've got to look up close for my notes because I can't see very far otherwise. Oh, yes, I wanted to talk about the knit along that's going on. I designed a scarf shawl. It's not a deep shawl. It's definitely a collar type of shawl. Well, I'll show you it. It is available on Ravelry. There it is. And I've shown this many times, so if you're sick of seeing it, I'll be done with showing it in just a few minutes. But for those of you who are new viewers, I want you to at least see what it looks like. In the pattern picture, if you look on Ravelry, it's shown in red, white, and blue. That one is actually, I don't have it to show it to you right now. It's on display at my local yarn shop. So she happens to sell that type of yarn, and so she borrowed it. I'm going to get it back for Memorial Day because that was my whole purpose in making this little shawl to begin with, was so that I had something to wear on like patriotic days, because I don't have like anything red, white, and blue in my wardrobe. So this is made in Swan's Island and Koi Goo. That's what the variegated yarn is. And the turquoise is Swan's Island, and the gray is also Swan's Island. And it's kind of a grayish brown. And then it calls for 46mm beads of any kind. So anyway, the CAL is running until June 30th. If you would like to participate, I'd love to see, lots of you participate, see what it looks like when we're done. But anyway, it calls for 3 colors to make the shawl. Like I said, the pattern is available on Ravelry. And if you enter KC20, that will give you a 20% discount on the pattern itself. And the pattern's regularly $4, so that takes it down to, I think it's $3.20 for the cost of the pattern. And you can do it in any 3 colors that you would like. In fact, I know somebody who I think is doing it in 2 colors, because she and I chatted back and forth, and we've tried to figure out what the yardage would be if you did it in 2 colors. So anyway, it's going to call for 46mm beads, 3 balls of yarn that are at least 175 yards each. And you can do it, like I said, in any color. It calls for, this is a fingering weight, but anything like around a sport or sock weight would work as well. And so I'm going to be making the knit along as well as everybody else. Of course, I'm not entering for the prizes, but I want to make it along with everybody else. So these are the 3 yarns that I have chosen. Let's see if you can see this really well. This is stuff I got off of eBay. I can't even begin to tell you what it says because it's written in Chinese, but I'll let you see. It's got a picture of a baby on the front. I got these for no more than $3 a skein, something like that. They're 50mg balls of yarn. It does say that in English, so I can tell that. It has 50mg. And I think they are cotton and cashmere and bamboo. Yes, in fact, this one is a different brand, and it actually says that it is in cotton, cashmere, and bamboo. It's really, really soft. I forget how many yards are in here. I know that this will work because this is what I used for my first shawl. It was the same brand of yarn. So this is a variegated purple. It's got like lavenders, and it's got some blue and some yellow and some white in it. And then this I bought thinking it was coming in as navy blue, and when it arrived, and it's not showing well in the picture, it actually is a definite deep purple. It is not the navy blue it is showing up in this picture. It is grape juice. It's the color of grape juice. It just doesn't look it. It's just not translating well on the monitor, but Yeah, it's about the color of grape juice. So, and it does actually match with this. And then there is a yellow that is in this variegated, so the yellow is going to go in that. So that is going to be my shawl. And I actually have some purple jade beads that will work perfect for this, that are the light lavender color. So that is the one that I'm going to be making for the knit along. And let me show you what the prizes are. I've shown them before, but like I said, in case you're a new viewer, it is a project bag, and it is squared at the bottom. It is a big project bag. I mean, it's probably at least 15 inches across and at least 10 inches deep. So you could definitely put a shawl in here, or your cozy memory blanket. Any of those will fit in there. So it is a shawl. It is a project bag. This is what the inside looks like. The inside has 2 loops that you can thread your skeins through if you wish to. And it has a loop on the outside. There is a little ring here that comes as well with, let me take this off so you can see them. It comes with 6 little stitch markers they're actually lapis lazuli or lazuli, whatever, kind of a blueberry colored. Then there's a progress keeper. So there's 6 stitch markers and a progress keeper. And this is the skein of yarn. It is Primrose Yarn Company. It is their Adelaide single ply fingering weight. It is 100% superwash merino wool, 435 yards. And the color is Blueberry Jazz, which is why I chose the lapis lazuli for the stitch markers, because there's little speckles in here that are blueberry colored. And because the name of it, I thought it would go together well. So that is the prize. I will be drawing the prize from those that enter the cow, and I will announce the winner on my July 1st podcast. In order to enter, you have to be a member of my Ravelry group, which is KatrinasCreations, and I'll put a link to it below. You have to join the group, and when you finish your shawl, just take a picture of it, post the picture, and tell me what kind of yarn you use to make it with. Okay? And one thing I didn't tell you, this is a drawstring bag, but it's a drawstring just on one side, so that you're able, it has one of these little slip down, like, I don't know what you call them, little catches, so it holds it shut. So that way you have a bigger handle, so you can swing it over your neck or your shoulder, whatever you want to do, and knit at the same time you're using it. So lastly, I thought, well, actually not lastly, I was experimenting. If you remember, a couple weeks ago I talked about some blocking weights that I had come up with, that I don't know if I'm the first one that's ever come up with them or not, but I talked about them. They're actually my husband's fishing weights, and I attached them to earring backs. Let's see if you can see this well. Earring backs. My fingers are in the way. Yeah. You know, they're just the type that you just slip into your ear. You know, I don't think I want to wear earrings that are like fishing weights, but that's what they look like. And I have them in 3 different weights. And what I made them for is, I have a blocking board, but when I'm blocking something like this that is wider than my wingspan, my blocking boards aren't this wide. So a lot of times I tend to hang my shawls when I block them. But to try to pull out points in the center, or if it's got like a picot edge that you want pulled down, that's where I would end up with a struggle, because I needed something to really pull that point as it's blocking, so that it stretches it out as much as it can. So that's what the whole point is with these. Because I can do it one-handed, I can just stick these little weights right into the end like this, and they pull it down. So I've made some in 3 grams, some in 8 grams, and some in 10 grams. This is the 3 gram. And this is the 8 gram. And this one is the 10 gram. At this point, they are not in my Etsy shop. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them in there or not. I really haven't figured out how much it costs because these were weights that my husband had. So for me to go out and buy new ones, I mean, these weren't used. They were just in his sitting in his tackle box. I rated his fishing stuff. So anyway, I don't even know how I'd price these things. So if you think they'd be useful, let me know. See what you think. Just, yeah, give me your opinion whether you think they would be a useful item or not. To me, they sounded like they were kind of interesting, but yeah, just let me know. So I have that. And if you do like the stitch markers and the progress keeper that I showed you that go with my project bag, I have another set of those that will be available in the Etsy shop. So I have one more set of those. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, normally I talk about a cozy mystery that I've been reading. But what I'm reading right now, I've already shared with you, the author. So it's not anything new, it's just their latest book. So instead, there's a man at our church that drives a truck. And I'm not sure where he ran across this brochure, whether it was actually at this place or, I don't know. I'm not sure where he came across this brochure. But he gave it to his wife to give to me because he knew I was a knitter. And I knit at church, yes, not during church. I knit like before church. While I'm waiting for it to start, I've always got knitting in my big tote bag that I lug around all over the place. Yeah, I can't use little pocketbooks. I carry too much junk in there. I've always got a book in there because I carry it for work, so I've always got a water bottle in there. I've always got a book I'm reading, and I've always got whatever knitting I'm doing. So, yeah, I always have knitting handy, so I tend to knit when I first get to church, waiting for everybody else to get there and for it to start. So he knew that I was a knitter, and he got this brochure. His wife gave it to me. Now, this is an old brochure. It's dated spring and summer of 2009, but I actually went on this website and they still are around. In fact, the brochure looks identical. The dates have just been changed. It is a place up in New England, actually in New Hampshire. It's in Randolph, New Hampshire, and it's called the Grand View Country Store. Now, you may wonder, why in the world am I saying anything about a general store? I don't know if they sell other things, but they sell lots of yarn. They also, in this newsletter, it's pretty cool. They apparently write their own patterns that you can buy. So I'm just going to kind of breeze through here. They sell all kinds of like yarn and interchangeable needles. There's like a whole bunch of patterns here. And flip to the other side so you can see that. Here's some more patterns that they sell. There's like, I counted the list, there's like 200 patterns that they sell. And then, this was the really cool thing. The very last page, it shows a map of where they're located. And it's funny because I've been in New Hampshire numerous times, and I've probably been right past this place and never knew it was there. But anyway, at the bottom here, it's really cool. It gives you a needle. Oh, that's the wrong page. What am I? I told you I can't see anything without my glasses on. Here it is. Let me flip this around. There it is. It gives you a needle inventory that you can check off. It's like for your double points, your straights, your circular, and the circular in turbos, bamboo, or metal. And then it gives you the different sizes. It gives you different yarn weights. And it gives you a needle conversion chart. I thought that was pretty cool. So, and look at all the patterns they carry. But here's whole page here, whole page here. Yeah, it's like 200 patterns. So, but the interesting thing that I saw that they also have, they have a hotel right there. So it's like an inn and a general store. They do this thing called 2 days in a yarn shop. Now, you spend the night at the hotel. Apparently you get there like on a Friday night, and You spend the night Friday night. They give you a New England breakfast. I'm not quite sure what that means, a New England breakfast. But anyway, they give you a New England breakfast on Saturday morning. And then you can spend the whole day shopping, I guess, at their store and knitting. It doesn't look like there's any like classes. I think it's just basically for people that like to knit to all get together like in a retreat and go up there and knit together. I don't know if I'm going to stay in the same store all day long, but I did check, and there's several other yarn shops in the near area, but there's also in the area that it's at, it's close to Mount Washington, so there's also other attractions. There's the Mount Washington Cog Railway you can go up. There's North Conway Scenic Railroad, which my husband and I have taken both of the scenic rides on the railroad when we've been up there. Franconian Notch is right up there, where the old man of the mountain used to be. Yeah, it's not too far from there. And so, yeah, it sounded interesting, and their prices really aren't that bad. When I looked it up, I wrote all this down. This, like I said, this paper that I was looking at is from 2009. They're 2 days in a yarn shop. For a two-day trip, it's $150. And that includes your hotel stay and your breakfast and then sitting in their shop and knitting. And if you stay for 3 days, it's $215. So yeah, that's very reasonable. And there is a yarn shop in North Conway, and there's one in Littleton, which is just up the road from there. So yeah, I don't know if anybody lives in that area or is going to that area or anything, but it's a yarn shop to check out and a place to have retreats at, apparently. So I thought this would be something different to share with everybody. And it even includes a free dishcloth. Oh, is this a dishcloth? It looks like a dishcloth pattern, but it says it's an angle afghan. It looks like an oversized basic dishcloth pattern. But, yes, you can see it. Oh, there we go. I'm still getting my rights and lefts turned around when I look in the pattern, or in the monitor. So, yeah, I thought I would share that with you. I thought it was kind of unique. And they do have a website. It is all one word. It's grandviewlodgeandcabins.com. And then you just click on the country store link, and then it'll take you to the knitting shop from there. Because apparently it's on the same grounds. So that's all I have for this week. And I actually made it through the whole time without my glasses. Yes. So hopefully that helped some with the blur that was, or the glare that was happening from my glasses with the overhead lighting. And I guess I will see you next week. And I hope you have a wonderful a wonderful week and happy knitting. Thanks again for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and click the little red button below. Thanks a lot. See you next week. Bye-bye.